The following week at Dick Weber Lanes in St. Louis, then Ray Becker's Landmark Lanes in Peoria. So we're sneaking up on the Midwest, Bo.
Chris, we'll go into warm temperatures and up to Dick Weber's home. You're right. Some of the old hotbeds of bowling as Berardi contemplates this shot. Make sure that hand is real dry. Big shot. He must have it to stay close in the match. He trails by 23.
Now coming up high, and there is a 4, 6, 7.
He's got to go for it, Chris. He's going over to look at the scoreboard, and what he'll do is just, Joey can throw the ball about 25 miles an hour, and he's just going to throw it right through the back end. Watch how hard he throws.
So that open frame disappoints his wife, Debbie. As this is the championship game, difference of 9,000, winning or losing.
Berardi in a must situation. Cannot afford to not have any more strikes. He trails by 35, just 2 frames left.
And a 10.
A bit dejected.
Again this year, the Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for crippled children benefits as the net profits go to that fine institution here in the Dallas area. And the retiring Walter May, Director of Development, is so pleased with what the bowlers have done over the last 8 years.
Chris raised over $80,000 over that period of time. Chris, you've called a lot of boxing matches, and I've heard you say still the undefeated champion, and there you got another one right out there.
It really, really is.
That was the coup de grace. He just put him away.
I was with one of my boxing heroes this week for a piece to be used on Wide World of Sports a week from today. Sugar Ray Leonard, bigger and better. And can he throw a left hook like Miller? Here's the sweetest, habitual giver, wonderful lady, owner, Forum Bowls, Jeannie Holtze. Not quite. He even put a little extra follow-through on that left-handed shot. But he left the 7-pin, and the fans are very appreciative of this Northwest Coast bowler, Hugh Miller.
Eddie Elias, the founder of the PBA, as he looks over watching his champion, undefeated. Never had an open frame in 6 matches, Chris.
Remember, he has been a professional member of the PBA for 5 years. He has 3 titles, one coming right here. 1980. So every 4 years, like the Olympic Games, he comes through for a bowl. 217 from Miller, and a sportsmanlike handshake from Joe Berardi, who had won 2 matches, coming in here and gets a crossover hit and leaves the 310, but it's all academic. It's 20,000 to Miller, 11,000 to Berardi, 7,500 to Roth, 6,000 to Ballard, and 5,000 to Bob Handley, who was defeated in the first game by Ballard. So it's a 217 to 171 victory for 27-year-old Hugh Miller of Everett, Washington, twice champion of the Quaker State Open. We'll be back to talk to the winner and loser, Texas, and that's how it all happened. Ballard winning the first, Berardi 2, and then Mr. Perfection, Hugh Miller from Everett, Washington, eliminating Berardi by a score of 217. Hugh Miller, 20,000, Berardi 11, Mark Roth, 7,500, 6 and 5 for 4th and 5th. But number 1, here he is, Hugh Miller.
I'll tell you, I'm running a little short on things to say. My voice is kind of going away, but it feels great to come back here to Grand Prairie and win again. Maybe if I come back in 1988, I can do it again. It seems like every 4 years, 1980 and 1984.
We're calling you the Olympic bowler every 4 years.
Yeah, an Olympic year, too.
That is so right. Ted Moore is Vice President of Sales for Quaker State. And Ted, come on in. Beautiful trophy. And you have something in your hand that'll interest you.
Yes, I do. Hugh, on behalf of Quaker State Oil Refining Corporation, our distributors and employees across the country, I want to extend my warmest congratulations, present you with this beautiful trophy and with this equally beautiful check in the amount of $20,000. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Quaker State, the sponsor, Ginny Halsey, and all the people here at Forum Bowl. It's a fantastic tournament, a good time every year, and it's just wonderful.
Hugh, have you ever seen a friendlier place in Grand Prairie?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, and you had a great field today. You had Big Hook and Bob Hanley and Del Ballard, the local favorite. Didn't he do a good job? And he'll be back.
Oh, he looks good. I don't know how many tournaments he's bowled. I heard he finished second last summer, and so he's got 2 TV shows, his first 8 tournaments. I think it took me about 20 tournaments before I even got 2 cashes.
I think you have the potential of being another Earl Anthony.
Oh, well, I don't think... there's only one Earl Anthony. I don't think anybody else is going to come along that can quite do the things he could do, but I'm just out here rolling along and trying to make some money.
I like your rolling along. Hugh Miller. Now let's talk to Joe Berardi, another great champion, second today, and here's Bo. Nelson?
Thank you, Chris. Joe, you know, this 4 weeks into the PBA Tour, and we've seen consistently low scores. Today we had, I believe, 18 splits in the 8 games bowled out there. What really do you feel is the problem with, is it the players or say the lane condition or what?
Well, it just appears to be Saturday. Everybody breaks into a slump.
Joe, what do you do when you see splits? Now, you're winning matches. You made $17,000 in the last 2 weeks. In your winning matches, what is your strategy going against a left-hander? Now, you're playing on the right side. You bowled against Roth. You knew he had the same problems you had. So it was just who could win the match. You out-dueled him right there at the end. But what was your thinking going against the undefeated one there, Hugh Miller?
Well, I had all my offense together, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. Hugh never missed the pocket, and I did. I didn't carry as well today at certain occasions, and I tried to fit the ball. I tried to put the ball in where there wouldn't be any doubt of a strike, and I just haphazardly bowled terribly.
Well, Joe, just really a tip for everybody is when a power player like yourself cannot hit the pocket, just like tight fairways in golf, what do you do? Give us a real quick answer. What would you recommend a player to do?
Well, truthfully speaking, Bo, I get a real hard shell ball and try and break my wrist down and try and throw the ball kind of straight and keep it in play. It's just like a tight fairway. I take a 5-iron and knock it down the middle.
All right, Chris. He used a 5-iron for $17,000 in the last 2 weeks. A great champion, Hugh Miller.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Jeannie Halsey. Once again, the winner of the Quaker State Open is Hugh Miller, 217 to 171. The Professional Bowlers Tour has been brought to you by Gillette Atra Razor, the twin-blade razor that pivots for a close, comfortable shave. Today's program was produced by Bob Rosberg, Jr., directed by John DeLisa, technical director Bob Bernthal, associate director Kim Belton. Now this is Chris Schenkel along with Nelson Burton, Jr., saying so long from Grand Prairie, Texas. Coming up next, ABC's Wide World of Sports featuring the Superbikers from Carlsbad, California, and the Women's World Cup downhill skiing via satellite from France. Travel arrangements made through in a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies. Here in Texas, this has been an ABC Sports presentation.